Hey guys, how you going? My name's Adam. I've been on all this new Kujira2 stuff for about 2 or 3 months now. And I just wanted to share a couple of my thoughts on the new gear and perhaps some comparisons to the Kujira1 stuff. Alright, the first thing I want to talk about is the speed of these new wings. They're definitely a lot quicker than the old Kujira1 wings. By my rough calculations, I think they're about 25% faster, depending which ones you're comparing to which ones, but yeah, definitely a lot quicker. Next thing I want to talk about is the lift on these new Kujira2s. They don't have as much lift as the old Kujira1s. They're not as front foot heavy. You can use, they're a bit more back foot oriented. They're still, you know, in the ballpark, but the lift's a lot more controllable as well. When you go take off on bigger waves, you're not getting that sudden burst of lift bashing you out of the water like a lot of the old foils used to have. This also carries on into being overfoiled when you're on waves that are too big for a certain foil size. These handle being overfoiled a lot better. You can kind of hold them down better and easier. The next thing I want to talk about is the construction of the new range. We all remember with the old Kujira1s and a lot of older foils, you used to have to stuff the wing connection full of epoxy, Coke cans, bits of plastic, etc., so that it didn't rattle off. This new fused to wing connection is a lot better. It's a flat tongue as opposed to this hex head. I've got the 650 set up here, and as you can see, there's no movement there. Now I've got the old fuse here as well. The new fuse is about this much shorter, so let's say 3 centimeters or an inch. It makes for a quicker pump, but it turns a lot harder. The next thing I want to talk about is the diversity across the ranges of the sport. So I don't think there's any holes in the new quiver. I do think there used to be a couple holes in the old quiver, but I'm using these 1400 and the 1250 for downwinding. That has covered me in all conditions that we get here on the East Coast so far. The 950 I've been using for proning, and the 650 I've been using for towing. There's another couple in between. I think there's 6 wings if I need to do any others, but I've been using this for winging as well. It goes nicely across the range and the disciplines. Next thing I want to talk about is the ability of these new Kujira2s to breach. I'm finding that I can breach a lot better than I used to be able to. I'm sure all of us have experienced being blasted out of the water as soon as you get a tip out. These are quite easy to control, as is with a lot of newer foils, but that's one of the noticeable differences between these and the Kujira1s. My wife thought it would be a good idea to give you some context as for all these reviews. I'm 40, I foil about 15 hours a week on a good week. I've been foiling for about 3 years, 6 foot and 79 kilos.